And this is where we talk about languages and language learning and all sorts of other stuff, and we play games. This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks. Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital
還元一級の先というのは、本当に誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek! We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula gideyim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squab, and that also means elephant. Okay. This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time, and we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks. Ça, c'est ça, que c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça. Sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyper Polyglotting avec Élise. Moi c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux, surtout Geoguessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique et de l'acquisition des langues.
10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Night. Come on. Yeah. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Barbaz, okay, Barbaz is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon.
Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré. Hello and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I'm Elise, translator, writer, and editor with 20 working languages, and this is the stream where we're gonna play some Geoguessr and look at some of the best and not so best of language-related YouTube content. Once I get things a little bit more organized here. How's everybody doing, chat? Gonna start out with some world again. Okay, right off the bat, this feels like North America. But it could be a lot of places, really. Okay, that sign's yellow. That's kind of giving North America. Oh wait, was that a mailbox? Yeah, okay, yeah, it's giving US or Canada, really. Okay, 200 Ave. Okay, this feels like the sort of place where maybe we'll be lucky and we'll get like a provincial or state route or something. Very flat. So I'd say Central North America, if anything. Okay, yeah, making sure my audio is working properly. Headed west, wherever we are exactly. Okay. Looks like we've got some Mahnomen County. Okay. That's giving US. Hello, Badger. How you doing? Definitely giving US. Maybe if we get on a numbered county route, we'll have more chance of finding something more than endless fields? We're gonna find out. Yeah, getting ahead of yourself there, Geoguessr. Now we're going north. Ah, でもわからないよ。中西部のどっかでしょう。中西部と言っても広いだろうが。
のさ、その道路番号からすれば、何かの都会が近くにあるかもしれませんね。マンのメングルってダコーダ州のとかミネソータ州とか知らん。Welcome to everyone who's just joined. We are in the middle of cornfields. Lots and lots of cornfields. Endless cornfields. And very little useful signage. I'm hoping that this county route that I'm on here will at some point intersect with a state route. That is basically my entire plan right now. I mean, if I were gonna guess at some place in the Midwest, I mean, a stop sign coming up seems like maybe we might get something interesting. Okay, this looks like more of a main road, certainly. .320 area code, Edina Realty, and a very, very honest thought. I mean, that could be that can be like German, it can be Scandinavian. So, I mean, certainly kind of, yeah, giving sort of Minnesota or one of the Dakotas. Minnesota, we're on Minnesota 200. Okay. Okay, so but where the hell is Minnesota 200? I mean, other than in Minnesota, where it very clearly is. Well, there's Minnesota 212. Okay, so 218. なんだよ。169. One nice. Already getting out of Minnesota there. Ghent. The Lakes. .52, 169. Okay, 210. Oh, 200, there we go. Tiny waterfowl production area. Okay. There we go. So let's get back to Endless Corn and get a street name. 200 Avenue, 256th Street. Township Road, T86. Okay. So, Minnesota. And okay, northwest of Minneapolis. $49.09. Okay, not a bad start. Okay. Once again, someplace sorry, rather rural. This does not feel like the US, though. Something about this does not feel North American. The colors of the signs or something. Yeah. Yeah, this is not North America. Okay. We're reaching someplace where we might get some signs. Is that a C.ch? Is this Switzerland? I mean, the number plates certainly fit in with that. I mean, the shape of them, but the shape of them can be a lot of places. Overexposed banner. Let's see, we got some commercial vehicles. Javni cestovni prijevoz. Hrvatska. Okay, Hrvatska. We are in Croatia. Brod Vrpolje. Sredanci E73 A5. Okay, we've got some major roads nearby. That's handy. Because Croatia is complicated. Because, I mean, just look at the shape of it. It's like a face hugger on Serbia. A face hugger on Bosnia and Herzegovina. E70 Slavonski Brod, what was that? Slavonski Brod! Okay, so we're east of Slavonski Brod and west of Vrpolje. Županja E73 Jaruge Starotopolje Donji Andrijevci Babina Greda Županja, Bošnjaci, Domaljevać, Vojskova, Donja Vrba, okay, 21 kilometers to the east of Slavonski Brod. Okay, we have a pretty good understanding of where we are. Okay, Hrvatska. $49.88. Not bad. Okay, this is US or Canada almost certainly. BFI, yeah. And I don't know if that company does business in Canada, but it certainly does plenty of business in the bin business in the US. US-Canada style mailbox. Watkins for sheriff. Illegible sign. Ah, good. Dropped frames, none. 2715 kilobits per second. I try to pay attention to that ever since last week with that whole mess where I kept on having the stream die on me. Sister city with Losheim am See.
Nie gehört, Losheim am See. Wo steckt denn das? "704 area code. In town of Mount Gilead. Paperworks Packaging Group. Never heard of Mount Gilead. The resolution isn't great around here. That's an improvement. Losheim am See. Nie im Leben gehört. Wahrscheinlich auch nicht sonderlich groß. Ist das eine Landstraße? Okay. It says State Route 73, although that State Route sign is another one I'm not familiar with. Just say I really like the convention of having the State Route. Oh, North Carolina. North Carolina State Route 73 West. Okay, State Route. State Route 16-3. Zirconia. It's an east-west route. You know that. State Route 73, there we go. There are bits of North Carolina I quite like. I mean, the Outer Banks is lovely. Mount Gilead. Was that the end of Route 73? Really? Vesuvius Vineyards.
Little Egypt Road. Moss Creek. Oh, okay. So 73 continues on. Mount Pleasant. Millingport. Boomerang Church. Mount Gilead, there it is. There's 73 again. Okay, what does that put us near? Albemarle. Okay. Okay, it's just east of Charlotte. Mount Gilead. $49.96. Okay, we're doing pretty well this time. Okay, I immediately think we're in Japan. Though it could be Taiwan. This architecture is giving Japan to me. Yoshi Island? Oh, that's cute. What part did you go to? Well, of course, these days everyone's favorite character is Luigi. Chicha. Okay, so this is China. Farm meat. Hairdresser. I feel like I'm sort of stuck in the middle of things that aren't very informative. And if this is China, and those were simplified characters, I haven't seen any definite traditional ones, then Oh no, well, those are traditional characters. Guangminglu. Okay, yeah, no, this is Taiwan. Someplace in Taiwan. Jie Tai Hui Guan. Guan Fun Lu. Guang Ming Lu. So, okay. Taiping. Fun. Fully title. Okay. There we go. We have a major road, so hopefully this major road will actually tell us a little bit more of where we exactly are. Wu Qianxing. Xia Sheng. Okay. See you in a bit. Hey Riveroon, how you doing? Jin Da Fa, Jian Jia. Long Jian Xia Wei Ji. I feel like there are a bunch of clues that if I knew Taiwan really at all, would be extremely useful to me. But because I really don't know much at all about Taiwan, are going right past me. Shangye. Likewise, likewise. Hua Xiang. Sorry. I feel like this road will eventually have something that says Diwo. It indicates the direction. Xiliaolu. Or a place name that we're near or something like that. Huh. I had not noticed. Now I'm gonna have to pay attention. Scrapyard. Ping an hui jia de路去. CNC 能就切工为有西能西. There's a whole North Korean song about the technology of CNC, which is the sort of fundamental technology of 3D printing, computer numerical control. Only North Korea would do a pop song on the fundamental technology behind 3D printing. Kaohsiung. Thank you, finally. Kaohsiung. Okay, so, wait. Da Liao. Fengye. 重案形象重化 I feel like we're probably not in the center. Run Niao Song. Because usually cities don't put their junkyard right in the middle of the city center. $49.85 though. Not bad. Okay, this also does not... I don't know, this could be the US. This could be Canada. 613 area code and King Edward Avenue. King Edward doesn't really feel like the US, but you never know. Gora's House of Antiques. Rue Stewart. Ok, on est au Québec. I'm gonna guess probably Montréal. Thank you, Riveroon. And well spotted finding that Crapaport thing. I think that's gonna be good for tonight. Okay, I feel like we are probably in Montreal. Although I haven't, I mean, it is definitely, it's a French-speaking, although there's a lot of English, which again speaks in favor of it being Montreal. Geoguessr. Ottawa Little Theater. Okay, we're in Ottawa. That explains why I didn't write. Yeah, well, that explains why they're paying much more attention to the bilingualism than a lot of other places in Anglo-Canada. Apart from everything else. Oh, there's Besser. Rideau. Okay, King Edward Avenue and Besserer, maybe. Okay, let's see. King Edward Avenue and Stewart. It's right by the LCBO. And not too far from Parliament Hill. $5,000, perfect score. 24,878. My top score of all time is 24,906, so I wasn't far off. Okay, not a bad start to the day. Okay, immediately in the middle of someplace rural. Or suburban, anyway. I don't know, it does not... feels a little overgrown for the US. Or Canada. Okay, the stop sign is English. Okay, state of Mississippi. Okay, Chickasaw County, Mississippi. I've never been to Ottawa. Okay, Houston in Chickasaw County, Mississippi. Okay, that helps because I don't know Mississippi counties for shit. Okay. Natchez, Biloxi. Senatobia. What's going on with this? How did Arkansas is like metastasizing into Mississippi? Louisville, Kosciuszko, Winona, Waynesboro, Quitman, Picayune, Pascagoula, yeah, if you, hello, I show Speedy, creepy ass shit. I mean, I wouldn't mind the $200, let's be serious, but this sounds creepy and I don't think I would actually be getting the $200. And aside from that, I am lactose intolerant. I've never actually, I don't know if that would actually cause problems. But also, yeah, that sounds disgusting. And I have a feeling it's not just for the love of dairy that I Show Speedy is proposing such a thing. Belzoni, Parchman, Clarksdale. Tate County, Marshall County, Panola County, Benton County, Benton County still, Tippah County, Union County, Tupelo. We're looking for Houston in Chickasaw County. Itawamba County. Splunge. Great name there. Splunge. Monroe County. Chickasaw County. Okay, there we go. Okolona, Pine Grove, Verona, Nettleton, New Hulka, Houston. Okay, there we go. There's Houston. Between Pontotoc and Eupora. $49.93. Good start. Bratislava. Never actually been to Bratislava, but I've heard it's quite nice. A friend of mine was an exchange student there in the 90s and came home early because he got his ass kicked by Nazis. So, which would suggest there are definitely certain caveats about Bratislava. Okay, gotta get out of this damn car park. Ubytowanie Zatisie. Pluchowa. I believe this may be the first time they've ever dropped me in Slovakia. Right now we're headed west. West will eventually take us to Austria from here, because Bratislava is actually right on the border. Okay, what the hell? Like, is it just one car park after another around here? What? $49.91. Okay. This feels... Yeah, I mean, this is definitely giving US or Canada. Once again, we're being dropped in one of the less attractive parts of town. Very industrial and... well, I don't know. I mean, this might actually be very nice in the spring. This is clearly the winter. Yeah, we're in the US. Fairly certain about that. Chatwood Hill. Just randomly suggested this? Not exactly the best room reading skills, I suppose. Ah, this is really shitty resolution. Are we gonna get some footage that doesn't feel like somebody took off their glasses who probably shouldn't have? Ivory and Coronado. Weird looking streetlights. Yeah, sometimes we discover that we're not as well known to people we would expect to know us well as we feel we should be. I've had this experience myself, though not in that particular form. Potato Specialty Company. God, that's not at all a generic fucking company name. Potato Specialty Company. I mean, that's like the specialists in food service distribution. I mean, that's like... that company name just feels like something in a movie it would be a front for the CIA. Because it's just so completely innocuous and generic. Yeah, I could see this being Kansas, Texas, any place in that general area. Oil field leg injury. Okay, that is starting to give Texas a little bit stronger. $10 million for an oil field leg injury? Like, what's the minimum level of injury you get on your leg in an oil field? That guy can get you 10 million. Shit, if it's not too bad, I mean, I'll hurt my leg in an oil field for 10 million bucks at the moment. Yeah, no, nothing too bad, just like a toe sprain or something. A toe sprain. Lone Star Bearing. Okay, yeah. Texas vibe is getting stronger everywhere we look. Burritos, burritos. El gallito. Northbound MLK Jr. Boulevard. Flatland Auto Repair. God, this is a remarkably unattractive stretch of area. And on that note, I'm going to just take a quick bio break. And I will see you shortly. Hi, and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I am Elise, translator, editor, and writer with 20 working languages, and this is where we talk about languages and language learning and all sorts of other stuff, and we play games. This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks. Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital
還元一級の先というのは本当に誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morförrätter än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is sword, and that also means elephant. Okay. This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks. Ça, c'est ça, ça, que c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça, sol qui sa, che nulla sa, e sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco. Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyperpolyglotting avec Elise. Moi, c'est Elise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça, c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux, surtout Geoguessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nej. Nej. Man. Igen. Jo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Barbas. Barba, okay, Barbas is duck.
Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Facile. Sì, ecco, la gente è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scoprisce che quante lingue parlo, io sempre avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi, dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in YouTube, una delle cose che... And I'm back. Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking, probably to get 10 million out of a Texas jury, that's probably got to be a pretty fucking gruesome leg injury. It's probably very understated on the part of the personal injury lawyer who put up that ad. God, this is like... God, this is just aggressively unattractive. If there weren't a million reasons already not to go to Texas, this would be convincing me. Jesus. Buffalo Springs Lake. Okay, so that's a useless piece of information there. Because Texas is huge and you have to zoom in way too far. And to find Buffalo Springs Lake, we'll be here all evening. I mean, with all this stuff around here, all this industrial stuff, it feels like... Okay, 289, and it's a ring road. Wait, there's 287. $289.
Lake Ray Roberts. Louisville Lake. Joe Pool Lake. Gun Barrel City. Jesus. That's a great name for a town. Richland Chambers Reservoir. Richland Chambers Reservoir. Auf ihrem Weg zum Horizont. White Rock Lake. Dallas Love Field. Fishing Hole Lake. My experience with Texas is if I assume that a road is shorter than it is, I will make a guess, and it will turn out it is like 10,000 miles away from where it actually is. Gun Barrel Spray. I don't know. Get on here, we'll probably get an interstate anyway. So let's merge. Animal Services. Okay, 84 Slayton Post. Okay, and that is US 84. Yeah, I know. What the hell is the origin story of that town? Oh, and then here's another great fucking name. Look at this, White Settlement. And I think that probably is named for exactly what it sounds like. White Settlement. Oh yeah, absolutely. I assume that all histories of place names in Texas, in particular, are all squeaky clean and not at all horrifying. Oh, there's 84. Which apparently goes to Palestine. Which is right by Zion Grove. Bubba Cowser Recreation Area. Goober Hill. Yeah, these are great names. I changed my mind. Texas has some amazing place names. Goober Hill. Okay. That sounds great. That sounds wonderful. Slayton Post. Naturally, it is an extremely long straight road. Slab Crossing. Lake Waco. Waco surf. What the fuck surfing are you going to do in a field, though? Dead Cat Ranch? Top rated. Yes, it's one of the best dead cat ranches. How many head of dead cat have you got? These place names. Yeah, I would much prefer the Living Cat Ranch too. Wait, Blanton isn't Blanton? No, that's Slayton. Kahig Sankum Mentanelia. The Timpsons. Okay, I lost 84. Oh, 84 turns into 59 too. I don't give a flat fork what he has to say. Okay, let's see if we can get something more useful than that, because that isn't helping at all. 289 and 84. Well, okay, wait a second. So 84 and 289 somehow, like, come together. Okay, come on, there's gotta be something better than these signs. Lubbock. Lubbock, okay. Where the hell is Lubbock? Lubbock. Wait, okay, so nowhere near where I thought it was. Ransom Canyon. Oh, there's another great one. And then there's a town called Sundown, which I imagine is truth in advertising. And right by it is Whiteface. Wow, I mean, just wonderful place names here. Oh, there's Slayton. Right by Ransom Canyon. Fucking Texas. $49.02. Not bad. Okay, we've got... This feels very warm, and the architecture feels kind of... I don't know. Vaguely Latin American. These walls and stuff like that. Okay, let's see. I was going to say, vaguely, like, Latin American or possibly Islamic. Okay, so... off. Oh, oof, I think it might actually be. Okay, so what we know so far is the stop signs are in English and Arabic. And it's a semi-desert kind of climate, which does not really narrow it down too much in the Arabic-speaking region. It's rather a lot of semi-desert climates. Like, can I find a main street here? Like, everything feels like it's a cul-de-sac. Okay, we've got a mosque. Maybe that mosque has a name that tells us where it is. Or these shops. Let me see. Grill of fish and seafood. Sale of slaughtered poultry. Well, I mean, that's kind of direct. الأسماك شوي الأسماك والمأكولات البحرية. I mean, I'm surprised they don't also just say sale of dead fish. محلات البقالة. trail of slaughtered poultry. Give me a top-level domain or something, please. Okay, here we go. حافظ على نظافة محيطك. صندوق. No matrices. Yes. They don't want to. They don't want to get sent into the matrix. Cold store. This is where you can go and buy a cold. I feel like this street layout must... Yeah, it feels like this is probably a street layout that's been there for a very long time because it is impossible to follow. Like, you can tell old cities. Yeah. You can tell really old cities because nobody's really all that bothered about city planning, and so you get roads that are not on a grid. Yeah, I mean, the very nice big houses, certainly. I mean, what Arabic-speaking countries does Geoguessr get? Hang on, was there a sign on that? No. I know Tunisia is one. I think it's taken me to the UAE once. Other than that, I'm not sure. Oh, this is very nice. Yeah, okay, that looks yellow. It's kind of blurred, but I think it's yellow. And of course, I mean, I suppose it's a definite clue that it is English in Arabic as opposed to, say, French in Arabic. Okay. No, definitely not Turkey, because they don't speak Arabic in Turkey. And the stop signs in Turkey say dur. These say quf. Yeah, Turkey uses the Latin alphabet. Like, up until about, 120 odd years ago, they used the Arabic alphabet. I will consider that. Right now, I'm content to explore a bit. Good to see you, bro. Whilst it's been a while. Oh, very nice. I love the color of those bricks. Sale of slaughtered clothes. Sale of used furnitures and electrical appliances. مجلس مزرعة الحرادي. مش فاهمة. أمرا. Menepä Suomeen, mulle sanottiin. Suomessa on salmiakkia, mulle sanottiin. Salmiakki on hyvä, mulle sanottiin. Valehtelivat. Ne baskiaiset valehtelivat. Ja nyt mun on elätävä onkalossa, enkä mulla on muuta syötävää kuin salmiakkia. Salmiakki ei ole hyvä. Sultanate of Oman? Is that... Oh, we're in Muscat! I don't think I've ever actually been to the Sultanate of Oman before. Yeah, well, we have a sign. We're in Oman. We're in Muscat. We're in the capital. Well, that explains why I've never seen it before. I'll just say someplace in Muscat. Well spotted. You actually had Oman as what this was? $48.21, not too bad. Okay, mini market. Expreso, el millón. Cerveza, vino, whisky, picadera, sándwich y algo más. Algo más, weón. Algo más. ¿Qué va a ser algo más? Okay, let's see. What do the street signs look like? Carmeta. Okay. So far, wait a second, what was that? What did that say? Body. Okay, we're in South America. And we are not in Brazil, thank fuck. Brazil is bloody impossible. You can always tell what part of the Spanish-speaking world you're in by the stop signs. Because the stop signs, either if you're in the Central America, Mexico, and all of that, they say alto. If you're in South America, they always say pare. And if you're in Spain, they say stop. Santo Domingo, República Dominicana. Okay. I don't think I've actually been to the Dominican Republic before on here. This looks like the expensive part of Santo Domingo. We're in the Dominican Republic. Santiago de los Caballeros. Okay, Ciudad Colonial. Pan Guayabo. Yeah, I mean, this definitely is giving high end. Just look at these buildings. This is not the working class part of Santo Domingo. And now we know, okay, that's new information because I've never been to the Dominican Republic on Geoguessr or otherwise, but now we know the Dominican Republic follows the South American Convention and their stop signs say pare. $49.90. Oh, Lo Millone is actually the name of a part of the town. 24,697. My second best score today. Not too far from my record, but my best score was 24,906, and I got way closer to that last time. I was like 24,878 or something like that. Like if I'd done a little bit better on just one of them, I would have had it. Okay, now we're going to change gears a little bit. And we're going to look at some video materials. We have a number of options. For one thing, okay, there's a guy whose channel I like a lot. Really good sort of Arabic comprehensible input. His name is Hamza Afghani, and what he does is he does these like tour walks around Al-Quds and surrounding areas. And so I thought we might have a look at that, because I mean, he describes what is useful to this as comprehensible input is he actually he tends to describe the stuff that he's showing you quite in some detail, so you can pick up things very quickly, you know, because of that context. So we're gonna look at this briefly.
صراحة ما بدي أدخل ولا أعمل مشاكل لأنه بديش أعمل مشاكل. بديش أعمل مشاكل بدي أدخل.
He's looking at the tunnels underneath Al-Quds. And here's a link to this video for anyone who's interested in it. I enjoy Hamza Afghani. He shows interesting stuff. I mean, there's one where he goes off into the hills in the countryside and picks cactus pears, and you see all sorts of just amazing, like, nature and ancient architecture and all sorts of interesting stuff.
يا صباح الخير واهلا وسهلا فيكم بفيديو جديد، فيديو مش مخطط له.
I mean, he is speaking very much more regional Arabic there. Let's see, what subtitles have we got? Well, we've got auto-generated Arabic.
المرة وراي في منطقة راح أدخلها لأول مرة في حياتي.
لأول مرة في حياتي is... Oh, I got that. That's first time in my life.
وهلأ بس قررت إني أعمل الفيديو عشان أفهمكم شو عملنا له بيصير معاي. خلينا نفرجيكم شو في الأعلى قبل كل إشي. نطلع الدرجات. بذكركم إنه الفيديو هذا بالأمان مش مخطط له ولا أي إشي. فبقول مسكت الكاميرا جبتها من الدار وضليتني نازل عشان أفرجيكم شو بصير.
He speaks quite clearly. He doesn't speak too fast. As far as I can tell, the subtitles are decent.
أنا يا أصدقائي موجود في باب العمود عاصمة فلسطين القدس وتحديدا باب العمود. عملت أنا فيديو قبل هيك لفة سريعة عن باب العمود عن البلدة القديمة، بس لأول مرة رح أدخل المنطقة يلي كنت فيها تحت. إحنا موجودين يا أصدقائي
Down.
حوالين
Under.
السور. هون عندكم القدس، وهون ندخل على البلدة القديمة. طبعا في هون 7 أبواب لندخل على
Abwab. Bab is gate. Abwab is the plural.
البلدة القديمة. أكثر باب مشهور هو باب العمود، بس هذا مش باب العمود الأصلي، لأنه أول
But it's not the real, the like original Bab al-Amud.
ناس على البلد، أول ناس بنوا السور. وهذا الباب هو في عصر الروماني أيام الملك هرودس. تمام. الباب اللي أنتم بتشوفوه حاليا هو بنوه العثمانيين بال 1500 وإيش 38 أظني، يعني قبل تقريبا 500 سنة.
So like you can tell he is speaking Levantine because he takes he the qaf, he just turns it into a تقريبا instead of تقريبا for nearly or approximately.
المفاجأة
Stop doing that with the camera, please.
مش هذا هو الباب الأصلي لباب العمود، وإنما الباب الأصلي هو الباب التحتاني يلي أنا كنت واقف عنده.
Now he's saying that what everyone thinks is the main gate to the city is not the real thing. The real thing is this one he's pointing at. That is kind of
راح أدخل على هذه
hidden from you a
المنطقة.
little bit.
أنا مرشد وابن البلد، وهي أول مرة راح أدخلها. المنطقة هذه كانت مغلقة من أيام جائحة كورونا، فتحوها بس يوم الاثنين، يعني قبل إيش اليوم إحنا مش عارف والله حتى أي يوم إحنا، يعني قبل يومين 3 مش عارف. هلا بنشوف، خلونا ندخل ونشوف شو في بداخله. للأمانة أول مرة راح أدخل، ما بعرف شو في بالداخل ولا عندي يعني أي معلومات. أنا بس عرفت إنه هذا المحل مفتوح، قلت على السريع لازم أعمل لكم هذا الفيديو. خلونا أنا وياكم نتفاجأ مع بعض. أول ما دخلت على فكرة شوف شو مكتوب هون. المهم أول ما دخلت اشتريت تذكرة، وهذا الشاب الطيب من البلدة القديمة. بس احكي لنا المعلومة اللي حكيت لي إياها، إنه بس فتحوها هاي المنطقة
بس من الأسبوع الماضي فتح كرتو له مدة كم سنة مسكر، لأنه كان في ترميم زي شامل شوية ترميمات وتظبيطات.
I mean, everybody speaks fairly clearly in this, and
بس فتح هون يوم الاثنين الماضي.
the sound is excellent as well, which is important for this sort of comprehensible input because you want to actually be able to hear what you're listening to.
أول مرة أدخل أشوف. أنا بحكي لي أدخل طب شوف إيش في أمن الله.
Oh, interesting. So they have one of those closed loop systems for people who have hearing aids, but the information on it is only in Hebrew, not in Arabic, which is a theme I've noticed when playing Geoguessr when they drop me in this particular part of the world, that you'll have like signs that indicate the distance to a particular place will be in like Hebrew, Arabic, English, but road safety signs are only in Hebrew.
بدي أدخل أنا وياكم ونشوف شو موجود مع بعض. صدقوني ولا بعرف إيش في جوا، جد مش فاهم إيش أنا، بس على غرفة الحرس. طب يلا خلينا ندخل على غرفة أضرب.
Is room.
انتوا بس لكم ان تتخيلوا يا اصدقائي انه هدول هم الاحجار الاصليه يلي بلد.
This is a video by a guy by the name, his channel, his name is Hamza Afghani. He does these videos that are really cool as sort of that, and also I think useful as comprehensible input, at least I find them so, for Arabic, where what he does is he walks around Al-Quds, Jerusalem, and the surrounding areas, and he does like nature walks and ancient architecture tours and stuff like that. And right now this is a video about tunnels underneath Jerusalem, which he has a thing for tunnels and caves. And he's been explaining that this that what everyone thinks is the like main city gate is not the real one. The real one is actually lower down and somewhat hidden for view and takes you underground. And he's never been there before, and now he's checking it out.
لما نطلع ان شاء الله نعود فوق هذه المنطقة راح تشوفوا كيف الأحجار تغيرت، لأنه هدول الأحجار اللي كبار اللي كانوا يستخدموهم أيام العصر الروماني، بس لما تطلعوا على المنطقة الفوقانية بتشوفوا إنه الأحجار صارت صغيرة. فهيك المنظر من الداخل يا أصدقائي الغاليين. إيش فيكم؟ قلت لكم أنا مش عارف إيش فيه. إلى أعلى الصور ونقطة مشاهدة البلدة، ومن هناك استمرار جولة الأسوار. طيب هذه بنعملها آخر إشي لما نخلص كل الموضوع، بس إحنا جينا على غرفة الحرس. طبعا بدي أحكي لكم إنه كل شيء هون
غرفة الحرس. Okay, غرفة is a room, but I wasn't sure what حرس is. Apparently it's the guard chamber.
موجود تحت إيديهم هم، تمام؟ حتى لما بدنا نشتري تذكرة أو أي شيء لهم كل المصاري بترجع. بس هذه فكرة سريعة. خلينا نكمل نشوف. أنا بدي أشوف لوين بدي أوصل. أنا بس بدي أفهم لوين راح أقدر أوصل إذا بمشي تحت البلدة القديمة، لأنه هلا إحنا راح نمشي تحت البلدة القديمة. أنتم متخيلين؟ أنفاق
تحت البلدة القديم. Underneath the old city.
قلت لكم كل البلد القديمة أسرار. إيش هذا؟ خلينا نشوف. خلينا نستمتع ونكمل. أيوة سرديب. طيب شايفين كيف البناء الجديد والترميم مبين عندكم، يعني مش بحاجة حتى أنا أحكي لكم إنه حتى شايفين هدول أحجار الصغار كمان، بس الأصلي والأنا متأكد منه إنه البلاط يلي.
One thing about this video, and unlike, I mean, most of his videos aren't like this. The camera work is actually making me a little bit dizzy. So I think we might switch over, but it's a good channel if you're trying to learn Arabic and you want something to just watch and listen to in an Arabic that's interesting and reasonably, reasonably clearly spoken, not too fast. Then I think it's a pretty good channel, and he takes you interesting places and it's visually striking. And I mean, he has a certain enthusiasm for what he's doing that actually, is quite contagious, I have to say as well. Okay. Apparently English for Everyone can't take criticism. This is Dave's English.
Hello everyone, welcome.
His channel is the reason I even heard of English for Everyone.
Dave's English, my name's Dave. I did not plan on making a video today, so this is a very last minute impromptu video because I just wanted to tell you, and I'm going to kind of go on a rant here, that Kevin and Lisa have made it that I cannot comment on their videos. You know, the people that like to go out there and tell everyone that they're wrong, well, they won't let me comment on their video. Now,
okay, wow, that is so wonderfully petty, because I mean, I've watched it. He is much nicer to them than I am. But then I've never tried to comment on their videos.
Second, how this happened, but suffice to say, they won't allow me to comment on their videos. Now, they did a video today or yesterday about...
for anyone who's here who's not watched the Kevin and Lisa English for Everyone saga, they are like a great example of a really, really not very great English learning channel. Their main thing is they like to clip
non-native speaking English language learning YouTube creators and correct them. And sometimes their corrections are right, often their corrections are not right, but always they do it in the most, like, rizless possible fucking, like, constipated way.
About the use of dictionaries and talking about how they were right about dictionaries, how they have the insight into how dictionaries are wrong, but for, they, Kevin and Lisa, are the supreme knowledge holders when it comes to pronunciation. And what's really weird, and I don't get what they're trying to do here. And
I mean, I've never gotten what they're trying to do. I will say that too. And let me just say, if you're enjoying the stream and you'd like to support the stream and support my other projects, I would love it if you'd liked and subscribe and, told people about it. And if you'd like to make a donation to the Ines Armand translation project, I've got about 2,900 left to go, and it is right now my only real source of income because it's been a shitty couple of years to be a translator. So, like, all support is very, very much appreciated. I'm going to just drop a link for that in chat.
in the thumbnail, they put Rachel from Rachel's English in there as it's like some sort of confirmation that they're right, that they're so, like, that their self-esteem is so goddamn low that they need to put Rachel's English on there.
I mean, honestly, if I made videos like they make videos, my self-esteem probably would take a hit too, because, like, okay, I am not the best video creator out there by any stretch of the imagination, but I can watch my stuff. I sometimes even actually enjoy watching my stuff. Mostly I watch other people's stuff, but every once in a while, I can't imagine that they can watch their stuff. Because, like, I can't fucking watch my stuff. If I like, cringe out of my head when I'm watching it. I can't imagine how it must feel to be the one who actually made that.
To confirm that they're right. Yet, on the same hand, there are tons of videos that they have done where they've criticized Rachel's English as well. So I don't know what the hell they're trying to accomplish there, what they're trying to prove. But let me go over what I put in their comment section. So let me go ahead and read off what I put in their comment section.
I've never looked at their comment section. I'm curious.
The difference is
that many dictionaries have moved from traditional IPA to modern IPA, or they just make up their own pronunciation guide. Yeah, very true. If one just assumes the so-called modern IPA transcription or in-book transcription is equivalent to traditional IPA, then yes, it would be a problem. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary has a big problem with this. For example, the traditional IPA transcription for the word bank would be bank. The pronunciation is bank, according to MW. The first transcription indicates that there's a diphthong, whereas the second doesn't. So I wouldn't say the dictionaries are wrong, but they're all over the damn place regarding their pronunciation standards. Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely right about this. And it's not just English dictionaries either. Lots of dictionaries are very all over the shop when it comes to pronunciation standards.
is that many
Well, okay, let me read the two comments under Dave's English, though. This channel is a great source to learn accurate English. Thank you, Kevin and Lisa. By Sybil. And then, he's unparalleled when it comes to teaching. He knows what people struggle with daily. And you cannot tell me that that these aren't bots. Nobody fucking... First of all, nobody talks like that. Second of all, there's no way anyone watches a fucking English for Everyone video and thinks that they are unparalleled when it comes to teaching.
Many dictionaries have moved from the traditional IPA to either the modern IPA, or they just make up their own pronunciation guide. If one assumes that the so-called modern IPA transcription or in-book transcription is equivalent to the traditional IPA, then yes, it would be a problem. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary has a big problem with this. For example, the traditional IPA transcription for the word bank would be bank, as you see it written in traditional IPA there. However, the pronunciation is bank according to Merriam-Webster, and you can see the transcription that they have in Merriam-Webster there. The first transcription indicates that there is a diphthong, whereas the second doesn't. The new pronunciation that you see in Merriam-Webster makes it impossible to differentiate between diphthongs and single-sound vowels. Also, there is a debate as to whether that sound is a diphthong, transitioning within the vowel, or if the transition occurs once the sound changes to n. Still, in Merriam-Webster is not equivalent to in the traditional IPA. So I wouldn't say the dictionaries are wrong, but they're all over the damn place regarding their pronunciation standards, whether to use the traditional IPA, a so-called modern IPA, or wing it and basically create their own, which is essentially what Merriam-Webster has done, since they also say
Skipping
that
over
the
this, she's already read it.
sound block people from making comments on YouTube, but they still see making creators. Or now YouTube has an option for creators, or if you have your own channel, where you can block people from making comments on YouTube, but they still see their comments, but nobody else can see their comments. So if I, let's say, blocked you on...
I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, maybe a bit of that, but I mean, it's weird because, I mean, it's more like... I mean, I can see where you're getting that, and I think there is an element of that as well. But then they also will go off on native-speaking English language creators in very unedifying ways. I mean, it's mostly they seem to be, like, teaching boredom, I have to say.
My website. You'll see your
Certainly
comment
don't teach
if I
good English.
blocked you, but then if anybody else is looking at comments, they won't see your comment. You're blocked from everybody else except yourself. Now, do I use this? Yes. So for people who are extremely intolerant, are extremely mean, are extremely, they go off the deep end. They insult people, other people in the chat. They insult people's race. They insult people's weight, like myself. I take them off. If they're at the point where they're not providing anything constructive and just being an absolute dipshit, asshole, douchebag.
Okay, I have to say, this, I mean, I really appreciated what he did. The poetry of that is really impressive. A lot of people do not respect the poetry of swearing. But let me just play that over, because he's got the rhythm. Wait, he's got a Bernie Sanders and a Zelensky action figure? Am I looking at this right?
And just being an absolute dipshit, asshole, douchebag.
I mean, that's just really well done. And it abbreviates to dad. Okay.
Yes. Then I kick them off. And also, if they're spreading some kind of Z propaganda, their ass is out of here. I don't put up with that. So I have done that. But I have never removed somebody because of a difference of opinion, or they hold a conflicting idea that I disagree with. And, I might not answer, I might answer, but I don't block that person. If what they're saying has some sort of intellectual structure to it, or has some sort of argument, then I definitely will. Even if it's something I don't
get to that
I'll do that too. I don't mind. You can probably go through a lot of my comments and see that. But let me show you how I noticed that Kevin and Lisa took me off their channel. All right, so now I am on my personal account here. And I am on a different browser. So I'm on Google Chrome. I was using Brave before. That's what I usually use, or that's what I exclusively use for my English.
We are not wrong is their thumbnail. Wow. I mean, those are the words of a corn cob.
Teaching website. And
they have 322,000 subscribers. Like, I don't understand this. How the fuck does anyone subscribe to this? Like, how does anyone watch one of these? I mean, unless it's 300, there's a 322,000 strong community of people dragging their videos for filth? Which I could imagine, and in which case, I mean, we could found a city.
As you can see on the same video that we have, same thumbnail and everything, you can see, if you look at the comments...
Love it when Kevin said we're not wrong, dictionaries are wrong. Okay, so see, that was way snarkier than Dave's comment. The best teacher ever for those who need to learn real English. Roble 6189. What is it with it's interesting, that's like two different bot sounding comments from usernames that have repetition in them.
My comment is not there. As soon as I change from my teacher account or my Dave's English account to this account, all of a sudden you see my comment erased. Now, I thought maybe it was something wrong with just Google Chrome, or maybe this profile up here or something like that. Then I decided to go to Firefox and go to the same video. Now, I don't know why it's not showing the thumbnail here, but you can see the same you can see the same title, and I signed in under a different account that I have here. I use this account on Google for testing like my scheduling program and all that for my website and memberships and so on.
Hi, Kevin. You teach American English while the dictionaries are made by British people. No, I mean, not the Merriam-Webster, certainly. Personally, I totally believe in you because you are not only an American English speaker, but also a well-educated English teacher. Without the internet and all the social media vehicles, we would not get a chance to access your valuable source. Thank you so much. By the way, guess what, Dave, who you must know, finally admitted being wrong and criticizing you for finding faults. Okay, really? I wonder if he notices that there's a comment here specifically having a go at him.
And again, under this one here,
He doesn't notice
go through the comments they have, the comment from Dave's English does not show up. Okay? It's not in any of these comments. However, if you actually do go to this one here, and I'll just reload it right now to show that I didn't delete it. I'm just going to reload it right now to show you I didn't delete the comment. You will see my comment is still right here. So in both Firefox and Google Chrome, my comment isn't there because I'm signed on to different accounts. But in this one that I'm signed into my actual Dave's English account, you can see that the comment is there. Now, just to kind of show how petty these two are,
they are petty. If you have not been watching the Kevin and Lisa saga, they are so fucking petty.
On Lingua Marina's.
They love to hate on Lingua Marina. And the thing is, her English is not that bad. I mean, she says she's teaching you to speak like a native speaker, and she definitely does not. I mean, you would not mistake her for a native speaker, but you could do a lot worse. I mean, and I don't think, you're gonna learn, chances are, especially with a language like English, you're going to have numerous different sources of English input around you anyway. So any, mistake or anything, any grammar error or idiosyncratic pronunciation that somebody does in one of these sources is probably going to be canceled out, which is part of why I think it's so fucking petty.
On one of her recent videos that I just, just went on, and I just typed the word hello. That was it. I just typed the word hello. So I actually went to my account again on Google Chrome, the other account, and this is the same video. So you can see how to survive any English conversation, 100,000 views. Okay, we go back to this one. How do we survive any English conversation, 100,000 views, same one. Went ahead and reloaded this, and explaining complex commercial will probably come up. Now I'm on a different account, so I'm on my personal account, so it will not show as the first comment here. But I was like, well, let's see if my comment actually shows up on Lingua Marina's due to the fact that I've been pretty. Let me just reload it, and we'll say 27 minutes ago. So you can see that Lingua Marina hasn't even taken me off her channel. Now, I just find this funny. I mean, go back to my video about shit if you want to know this word, but he is such a chicken shit. Kevin and Lisa are such chicken shits. What? You guys can dish it out, but you can't take it?
They can't really dish it out either. They're very bad at dishing it out.
You guys can go ahead and criticize as many people as you want. Hey, we're going to do a video about how this person's wrong, that person's wrong, this person's wrong. But yet they can't comment on it. Their voice can't be heard. All we're going to do is a one-way argument where we're going to tell people they're wrong, but they're not going to accept any kind of comments underneath their videos. Now,
Yeah, that's about right. Let's see.
Hello and welcome to English for Everyone, where we
With that
practice real-life
introduction, I thought we might as well.
American English. Today we're going to learn to avoid some important mistakes, so let's get started. First, this is not correct.
And while you're guessing, let's remember something we learned a few weeks ago. How would you call this heel? It's called a kitten heel.
Really? I've never heard of that, but I mean, I don't know shoe terminology that well.
It's my favorite, kitten heel. Look at that. My new favorite shoes.
First, I cannot say, how do you call?
I mean, you can. You just did, and B, it just means a different thing. And C, I think we all understand.
When you're talking about the name of something, we cannot use the question word how with...
Yeah, I mean, and here's the other thing. This is the other thing that annoys me. Because what they will drag for content is always like what non-native speaking English language creators do in their like unscripted stuff. You know, I mean, with very few exceptions, it does not, it's them speaking off the cuff. And people make all sorts of mistakes, like native speakers, non-native speakers, doesn't matter. People do all sorts of weird grammatical shit when they're speaking off the cuff and unplanned.
With the verb call. I have to use the question word what. What do you call? Example, what do you call this?
A really crappy way to learn English.
This is called a mouse. This is called a computer mouse. I cannot say, how do you call this?
I mean, you can. It just means a different
to say
thing.
what. When I'm talking about the name of something, I have to use what. What do you call this?
Does he ever blink?
And the answer, we say, it's called. It is contraction, it's. It's called a mouse. Let's practice.
Must we?
What do you call this?
Okay, we're 1 minute in. I have not seen a single blink. Like, his eyes
That's
just
right.
remain completely stony.
It's called a mouse. It's called a computer mouse. Let's watch the clip again.
Why?
And while you're guessing, let's remember something we learned a few weeks ago. How would you call this heel? It's called a kitten heel. It's my favorite, kitten heel. Look at that. My new favorite shoes.
Kitten heels. Kitten heels? Oh, she means kitten.
Oh, fuck you. We know what she means. It was even on the screen.
We cannot say kitten. You cannot pronounce the word kitten. It's pronounced...
I bet if you looked hard enough, there would be some variant of English where that isn't completely unheard of.
kitten. When I have T-E-N at the end of a word, the T is special. I cannot
Actually, and that's not the right kind of
pronounce like a fast D, like when I say water bottle. I cannot say kitten. I make the stop T and go directly to the N sound. Kit. I stop the air with my tongue. Kit. And go directly to the N sound. Another option, I can make a real T and say kit. Kitten. This is also right. But it's more common in American pronunciation to hear kitten. But never say kitten. It's kitten or kitten. Kitten is more common.
He's gotta be
Example,
kitten.
Kittens are cute. All kittens are cute. So these kittens are cute.
Oh.
Let's practice. Are these kittens cute?
It's always these great fucking insightful example sentences too. They're so memorable. I think these kittens are AI, actually.
That's right, these kittens are cute. And this is a kitten heel. I had no idea because I don't wear those. But yeah, this is called a kitten heel. Not a kitten heel, but a kitten heel.
Wow, he made
So
it.
remember-
He actually like made a fucking joke.
That is like the first time I have ever seen any levity, any intentional humor.
When you use the verb call to talk about the name of something, don't use how. Don't say how you call, say what you call. Also remember, don't say the way or like. I cannot say call it like this or call it like that. Or call it this way or call it that way.
I mean, you did just say this.
When using the verb call to talk about the name of something, don't use how, don't use the way, and don't use like. Keep watching for a complete explanation and to practice more. This is also not correct.
How do you call this appliance that would go inside your kitchen?
I mean, we already did this. Like, why are you gonna... What's the point of going over... This is just the exact same thing over and over that you just talked about. Why the fuck are you repeating it?
Now, how do you call this thing where you
Well, like, we already did... Like, what's the point of this?
listen to music?
I cannot say, how do you call this appliance? Or, how do you call this thing? In this situation...
We already... Like, what's the point of, like, now you're doing it, but with different lighting and a different shirt? Like, what is the point? We're 3 minutes in, you already did this fucking thing.
When we use the verb call, we cannot start the question with how.
Is it just going to be him changing, like, outfits and lighting schemes and doing the exact same thing over again? Because this is 14 minutes long.
The question with what. So it's correct to say, what do you call this appliance? Or, what do you call this thing? We cannot say how do you call in this situation. You can also use passive voice and say, what is it called? What is this thing called? And you answer, it's called an appliance. Or it's called a stove. Use passive voice for the answer. So, example, what do you call this appliance? And I answer, it's called a stove. Let's practice. What do you call this appliance?
I mean, like, maybe I'm being unfair because, like, really bad, unspaced, identical repetition is, like, his stock in trade. Now I want to clip that, like, what was that? Dipshit, asshole, douchebag. That wonderfully rhythmic.
That's right, it's called a stove. First, this is not correct.
This slushy and this popcorn is delicious. Talking about popcorn, how do you guys call popcorn in your country?
We already did this. Or is he going to do is delicious? Which, yeah, technically. But, I mean, people make that sort of fucking mistake. Native speakers do that all the time.
It's not correct to say, how do you guys...
He's literally doing the thing. Is he just going to constantly change his shirt and lighting and apparently haircut? Like, this is... Okay, this isn't him, like, just changing his shirt. He is going back. This is a greatest hits of fucking Kevin addressing this exact issue in the exact same fucking way. Like, I mean, this is... Why? Like, why?
Ice called popcorn. And this is also not correct.
Oh yeah, they can even proofread your essay. How's the app called? I want to check it out.
Again, like, this is literally the same thing how many minutes do we need of the exact same thing?
Hi, native. Oh wow.
It's not correct to say, how's the app called?
You just did this. You just did this. We watched it. We saw it.
And here's another teaching video with the title, Here's How We Call Each Finger.
So he's gonna tell us the same thing fucking again.
But it's not correct to say, here's how we call each
I think we got the point already, though.
finger. As you can see, this is a very common mistake made by non-native speakers.
I mean, that's why he's doing this, because he wants to show that it's a common mistake made by non-native speakers, and so therefore he has fucking stalked his way through all of her content to find, like, every single instance of her saying this of one person. Of course, that doesn't sound like, I mean, I agree. It is a common error that's made, because in so many other languages you phrase it this way: "Como se llama? Как зовут? Wie heißt das?"
and a million other examples.
So how do we say it correctly? Well, if you want to know the name of something, it's not correct to say, how do you call it? We have to use the question word what. We have to say, what do you call it? We cannot use the question word how.
We know because you already just said this 2 minutes ago.
How in this case?
What do you call that?
What do you call that?
What do you call it? Then?
What do you call it? The hat. What do you call it?
What do you call it when the assassins accuse the assassin?
I'm trying to, you call it fixation psychosis, you call it that.
What do you call that, a goose?
What the fuck is that hat?
She gave it all up to live with a bunch of women and, what do you call it, a sorority. What do you call it, a success?
A fact.
Like, I mean, I will say, just top marks for how random these movies are. On a certain level, but, like, do they just go through all of IMDb to find every single instance of somebody saying, what do you call it?
That you're here and doing as well as you're doing gives me, what do you call it, a motivation? Huh? To stay alive?
Oh, I mean, that's great. I mean, you're like, they're so prescriptive about English and they decided to use a clip of somebody saying a motivation.
So let's look at the question and the answer. The question is...
We already looked at the question and the answer, like, earlier in this video, like, 10 times now.
What do you call it? Or I can use passive voice and say, what is it called?
Yeah, you pointed that out, too. We've been here. In different lighting, to be sure, but we've been here.
I can also make the contraction, what's, and say, what's it called?
Wow, yeah.
Oh, this one's good. What's it called again?
What's it called again?
What is it called? They even got a whole... what is it called?
So that marbles thing that you were so very smart about.
I'm about to lose my marbles thing. Just if he's gonna keep on doing like 14 minutes of nothing but watching Marina Mojilco say, how do you call it?
What is it called again?
What is it called? The cross-country classic?
Rita, please continue your restoration using Norman's, what is it called again?
What's it called again? Shake Shack?
When you answer this question, we have to answer with passive voice.
Yeah, well, no, you don't. You could just say the name of the thing. You could say, you know, what's it called? A really shitty video.
It's called.
Exactly. It's called first jumping.
It's delicious. It's called a Malaga cooler.
It's called Gravity Drive. It's called the knockout mechanism.
It's called the masses.
It's called the sandwalk.
Yes, they do, and horses and pigs and goats and sheep. And it's called animal husbandry.
It's called Rockaway.
Animal husbandry is such a weird-ass term. Like, I'm not sure what we're supposed to make of that term. Because it seems to have really weird... Either it has weird implications for what we're doing to the animals, or weird implications for what husbands do.
I have something in my hand. I say this. What do you call this? Or I could use passive voice and say, what is this called? And the answer? It's called a plush toy.
I mean, I think it's called pusheen.
This is called a plush toy. Let's practice. What do you call this? That's right, this is called a plush toy. Now let's practice the question. Ask me the question. Very good, this is called a plush toy. What do you have to do? For example, scissors.
Well, that isn't two. That is a weird... That's not two of them. That's just a weird example of a singular thing that we have that we refer to always in the plural, even though nobody has ever heard of a scissor.
Question. What do you call these? These are called scissors. Or I can ask the question, what are these called? Or
Yeah, we've been here. We're at 7 minutes and it's nothing but him repeating the same thing over and over again.
what are they called? They're called scissors. Let's practice. What are these called?
Oh, yes, let's fucking practice this again, because we haven't done that enough.
Oh.
Like, nobody's learning through this. And let me see, I want to see his... We're running out of time, but I want to see his comments. I've been watching your videos every day because I like the way you teach and emphasize common mistakes like grammar and pronunciation. How do you spell it? How do you say it? How do you pronounce it? This guy is a totally badass. Perfect correction. I love your teaching style, Kevin and Lisa. Yeah. I'm super fan of this couple. Wait, okay, we've got someone here who refers to her. Okay, I have no idea what her fandom is like, so maybe like the cult-like reference is not entirely wrong. I have no idea. I'm not saying one way or another, but I mean, listening to all these people suck up to English for everyone. Great vid, Kevin. Unbelievable, you have explained this many times, and she keeps making the same mistake, maybe because she isn't watching this crap. Obviously, she doesn't watch your videos, and sadly, she doesn't learn a thing. Great vid, Kevin. Like, yeah, I can't imagine why anyone would not watch these videos. How do we say it correctly? You can break all these rules in colloquial language. How do you call this? It's called a mouse. Get in. Lol, Kevin, you aren't even trying anymore. You've just watched hundreds of hours of Marina's videos by now. All those hashtags, too. I guess you guys pray Marina keeps recording, otherwise you'd simply have no more content to put out. Lol. I mean, yes. Yes, true enough. But now, alas, how do you call this? It is time for me to wrap up for today. I will be back at 4:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time to continue this in some way or another. I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing you there. And if you enjoyed the stream, please consider making a contribution to the Inessa Al-Mal translation project and my just survival, if you can. If you can't, I know everybody's kind of fucked right now, and I would not want anyone to feel bad for not parting with something they can't part with. But if you can and you'd like to, I always appreciate it. So have a good evening, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.